How's it going, everybody? This is Seer here, and today we're going over my defense changes due to the Immortal X-Men entering the game. Later on today, Jean Grey is going to be coming out, and there is going to be a slight ripple effect due to the Immortal X-Men. Nothing too major, but it is going to be impacting Cosmic Crucible. The video I did yesterday where I was talking about how they're a luxury team, they are definitely a luxury team. If you never invested in your new Warriors, I think it would be safe to invest in the Immortal X-Men, because that does give you a fairly good weapon for Cosmic Crucible. It's just not a weapon that people were hoping for. We were hoping to get an answer to the Illuminati team that would help stop that Odinati team, so we can maybe move Odin elsewhere. Now, I don't know if the Immortal X-Men is going to be able to take out like a weaker Mephisto team comp in Cosmic Crucible or a weaker Odin comp in Cosmic Crucible. They do have some speed issues and some damage issues outside of Storm. She's basically the heart and soul for the team for the damage that ends up happening. But let's go ahead, take a look at what defenses I have, and I'll kind of discuss why I'm using them. For Stage 1, the Invulnerable. Raider and Skirmisher characters, they're going to be gaining 200% extra damage when they drop under 50% health. This is still the Thanos endgame. When Thanos endgame is a Raider and drops under that 50% mark, there's a chance you basically just wipe. And with Mephisto here, where you have to do the double sack, it could basically cost you your Cosmic Crucible, which happened to me last week. The team I'm using in here is going to be Kahori as a striker. I have Spider-Man, Pavitra, Mephisto, Thanos Endgame, and Shadow King all as a Raider. Now, the Pavitra making it to where he puts the vulnerables out, and then Kahori is a striker, which takes 2 turns. She's going to be hitting into those, so double taps for those. It's pretty impactful and helps you kind of get off any sort of pre-taunt protection that your opponent might be trying to use up. For the Shadow King, basically if this team gets to their ultimates, he starts to do the pings. His ultimate itself removes negative effects on his side of the battlefield, kind of protecting the team. He's a very good utility fit that's on this team. Now, if you want to use your Astral team still, you can throw a Ms. Marvel Harlight in here, make it to where if your opponent uses that APOC, he goes for the ultimate, he's going to have to Falcon Punch the Ms. Marvel Harlight as opposed to get into the Thanos endgame. So it gives you a little bit more protection for that Thanos. However, due to this team comp right here, you do have to sack this a very particular way. Otherwise, you're going to be getting destroyed pretty quick right off the bat, which happened to several of my opponents. If they do get the clear on this, it's a very high investment team. So for Stage 2, let's go ahead and move over there. When using an ultimate ability, generate 1 ability energy for each enemy. So for what you wish for, I am using Illuminati, Odin, and I'm throwing Dorm in here. So I do want to give credit or pass blame off, I guess you can say, over to Old Timey. When we were discussing defenses, he brought up Dorm being with this as kind of a passing thought. I don't know if he ran into it or what, but I'm taking it. Basically, what's going to happen here is I have Captain Britain, Odin, and Dorm as fortifiers. So they're going to be getting those drains. And if you try to burn this, you got to still try to do damage to Dorm before you try to go in and then take that Infinity Watch to try to get rid of the Captain Britain. So that's 2 attacks right there. If you don't get the kill, it's going to be basically a no clear. So that's what I'm going with in here. The Dorm is a very interesting mix to put in here to really protect the burn attack that comes for the Illuminati team to try to get rid of the Captain Britain. Having the fortifiers in here makes it also, and in Stage 2, to where you get the ability energy, if you try to come in here and burn and use the ultimate, Dorm has a chance to use the ultimate as well to heal the entire team up. So it's going to be a nightmare to really get through this. So I do apologize for putting this out on the community. For Stage 3, when a positive effect is applied to a character, increase the duration of all positive effects by 1 up to a max of 3. Same deal for the negative effects. So what I'm putting in here is going to be the Annihilator's Super Scroll. I'm using Doctor Strange in here. Now, this most likely is going to be where the Immortal X-Men team is going to be used, is on the Annihilator Super Scroll team. Because the Immortal X-Men does shut down Super Scroll, they'll be able to walk over this fairly easily, which is kind of what I'm looking for. I'm trying to use this as a bait room, so that way they can't use Immortal X-Men elsewhere and get a very high efficiency score. If they try to come in here with, say, the Marks for Money team, that could time out and have a lot of issues because those positive effects keep being extended on the Super Skrull. And then he's very difficult to get through, especially on a 1v1 with Old Man Logan and Super Skrull. You're basically going to end up losing that matchup. So if they use Immortal X-Men in here, then they can't use it in the next room, which is the Temporal Shielding. Tekken skill characters, when a basic is used, gain speed up. With speed up, you're going to be getting a 20% barrier. I'm going to be going with my Superior 6. So this is the ripple effect that I was talking about. Because I have the Immortal X-Men, I can move Superior 6 to the defense side of things now. And I'm going with the full Superior 6. Mainly because if I try to swap out the Lizard with, say, a Mysterio character or a Vulture, for instance, you can just come in with the full Superior 6. You're going to have the speed advantage, and it's going to come down to the coin flip. And a lot of people don't like the coin flip, so that would mean that they'd have to sack the team and then come in with something else. And this is basically causing it to where they need to really pick and choose their battles, is basically what I'm trying to say with this one. For stage 5, this is going to be the duck and weave. City characters on dodge gain defense up, on a successful hit gain, or on a dodge gain offense up, on a hit gain defense up. This is going to be my Spider Society and Zombie Juggernaut. So because I have Spider-Man Pavitra over in the stage 1, I still want to use Spider Society because they're still kind of a pain to really get through. They're an efficiency sink. So I'm putting a pre-taunt with them to really protect them. Now I know some people are using Lizard, but again, I don't want to pull Lizard from 4 and move him over to 5. So I'm just going to keep my pre-taunt over here and make it to where you need to try to work through the pre-taunt and kind of alter your attack team in order to get through this. Now, stage 6 is basically a dead room. We all know this. Hero symbiote characters count as villains. When they drop under 50% health, everything flips. I'm just going to use my Extreme X-Men team. I'm keeping Nightcrawler for offense because he is a very good offensive weapon. Having it to where I can use my Nightcrawler with the Marks for Money team, for instance, is a really good 1-2 punch where you have Nightcrawler speeding up that Old Man Logan. Now, if you want, you could go with, say, that Orcus team or an Astral team. Because I have the Astral team kind of broken up and Night Stalkers just walks through the Orcus team in basically 3 or 4 moves, I wanted to put something in here that could go wrong. So if they end up saying using Night Stalkers in 5, then they're going to have to use, say, Masters of Evil or New Warriors in 6. And that matchup can go sideways pretty quick because if they end up killing off, say, Sunspot or Cyclops, that's going to speed up Forge, he's going to ult, and then the match goes sideways very quickly. So because of that RNG factor in there or a misplay factor, I wanted to keep the Extreme X-Men here. So that's kind of the defense that I'm looking at. Now, some slight changes that could end up happening throughout the week is if they keep doing Immortal X-Men in 3, I could end up swapping these 2 rooms out. So I put the Superior 6 in 3 because of how many positive effects they get and negative effects they dish out. Having those keep getting extended could be a good twist for your opponent, and they'd still end up doing the Immortal X-Men in stage 4, basically treat this as a dead room. I don't really want to move my Illuminati Dorm team out of 2 because of having it to where Dorm could end up ulting on turn 1. If you end up using those ability energies, things could go sideways very quickly, so I want to be mindful of that. So right now, I am looking at the Annihilated Super Skrull in 3 with the potential Superior 6 going into stage 3, but let me know what you guys think. I do apologize for the stage 2. That's going to be very difficult for us to try to get through, but I wanted to put it out there to kind of level the playing field, I guess you can say. But if you did enjoy this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day.